Meditation is an amazing discipline. Why? Because it allows you to detach from everything around you. Why do we need to detach from that? Because that's the unreal. Why is it unreal? Because it's constantly changing. What in the external is not changing. Everything external changes. Therefore, it's not real. Your body is changing in you, but you don't see the unreality of that. Your mind is changing in you. Your emotions are changing on you. Your ego is changing. Which is the real one? Which is the real one? The body of 10 years ago? Or this one? Which is the real one? Is this the real one? Because it's going to change. Your mind is constantly changing. You may have an opinion yesterday that is changed today. You may have an idea of yesterday and it changes today. Which is the real one? Which is the real one? You may have a friend today and the friend changes. No longer a friend. Which is the real one? What is real in this external world? The only thing that is real is the conscious self. That one that is observing everything. So in the meditation, that's where I try to guide you to. That space where you can observe everything that changes and deal with it in such a way with the tools that I've given you to manage your mind, to manage your breath, to manage your body, to manage vitality, using the tools that you have to let go of the changing and come to the center of the changeless. That's where the joy is. That's where the happiness is. That's where the freedom is. Do you know that you're already free? That you are seeking what you already have? Wrap your mind around that for a moment. You are seeking what you already have. The thing is, you don't know it. Happiness is already inside of you. God is already inside of you. Freedom is already inside of you. Knowledge is already inside of you. Where does knowledge come from? You may read a complex book, but when do you understand it? When the understanding reveals itself. It comes from within. Understanding comes from within. Knowledge comes from within. Where did knowledge come from? So you're seeking what you already have. Freedom is already yours. But why can't you see it? Because you are sleeping in ignorance. We are all sleeping in darkness. We are not aware. What appears to be real, but isn't, this external world, can only be a dream. When you're dreaming, the dream state, sopna, when you're dreaming, you're creating a lot of things. You're having a lot of beautiful experiences. Oh, nightmares. They aren't real at all. Because when you wake up, you realize that, oh my God, that was only a dream. But in the dream, it was so real. This waking state is a longer dream. And you can wake up in this dream. What's in the dream? You know, some of us will become more conscious in the dream, right? We realize we are dreaming. And then some of us When we wake up from the dream, we want to dream it again. We go back and we continue to dream. It's a dream. This world is a longer dream. This is called jagran, this state of consciousness. It's a longer dream because everything in this dream changes. Your body will go. So waking up is important while still in the dream. And then when you can play in a dream, knowing it's a dream and you can play with it, then you're truly free. And liberated. So what is required? Only waking up from the dream. Now the dream is a little complex. Because energy, Shakti, wraps us into ignorance, wraps the God self in us into darkness. It's a divine Shakti that does it. Prakriti. And she does it for the sake of a play. Not the ego's play, the play of the divine. She's playing by masquerading as all these egos in ignorance. And through the interactions in the dream, this masquerading, the divine masquerading, like a carnival, we grow. We wake up gradually and then realize that we are not individualized at all, that it is the divine in us. When the understanding and the realization comes that it is the divine in us that is operating, not the ego, that is the freedom state. Are you aware that the divine is acting in and through you? Are you aware that the voice is the divine? Are you aware that the thought is the divine? Are you aware that the happiness is divine? That is what is required. The awareness that the divine is acting in and through you. That's the waking up. When the ego dominates and the ego thinks, I know this, I am this. You know the story. The ego loves to be something. When will our ego love being nothing? That's when we become everything. That's when the divine takes over. And we feel, oh my God, I own everything. I live in abundance. Then fear disappears. When the ego disappears. Then worry disappears. Then poverty consciousness disappears. Then misery disappears. Because how can we, the divine, be miserable? Unless it plays the game of misery consciously. So the divine Shakti, in its infinite intelligence, is playing this game in and through us. She is playing the game. And when we begin to realize that, then we play her game with her. You put me into this karmic play, oh mother? I'm going to play it perfectly. You know what Jesus said to Christ? Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's the play. Not my will, Lord, but thine. When are you going to reach that place where you can play the karmic game, whatever the karmas are? It is your will that will break me free from this karma. Not my ego, not my desires, not my wants, not my likes and dislikes, but you acting in and through me from the freedom state that will help me to break free in this game. Technically, we have 3 energy knots that hold us in this dream. The Brahma Granthi, where we are body conscious, the knot that makes us body conscious. The Vishnu Granthi, the knot that makes us emotionally contracted. And the Rudra Granthi, the knot of the mind that makes us feel ignorant, helpless, that we don't know anything, that we are not even free. So those 3 knots need to be untied. And that's why we need the Guru, to take us away from the body consciousness the emotional consciousness and the mental consciousness that have us in contraction. That's why we need a guru. A Sadguru, not ordinary gurus. Ordinary gurus are important. Teach us how to play music. They teach us knowledge in the schools. They ought to be respected. But the one who can break these nuts for us, or help us to break the nuts, Sadguru. The guru who lives in truth, in freedom, in happiness. Wake up! Don't sleep in ignorance. It's the worst thing. Because you are dreaming misery and thinking it's real. So when you think, this is my child, what child do you have that will stay with you forever? This is my mother and father and brother and sister. Will it stay forever? You have all the degrees and diplomas. Will it stay with you beyond the life? Does it make you wise? Does it make you illumined? Does it make you free? No, they have their purpose. But don't define yourself by that. Don't define yourself by your riches, by your property, by your learning, worldly. Don't define yourselves by that. Because you are divine. Totally, essentially divine. Not human. That's my message to you today. Wake up from the dream. Oh my God. I remember when I was a little boy, I love coins. I love rare coins. And I had such a passion for rare coins. And because of that desire, I would dream I have the coin. Oh my God, I have the coin. And I know I'm in a dream. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I will wake up with the coin this time. When I wake up, the hand is empty. It couldn't come into the waking state. It couldn't come into this state. It's a dream. What do you want in this dream that should remain with you? This body that is meant to age and die, do you want that to be permanent? No, that's not who you are. That's not the light. That's darkness. This is a gross body. It's a tamasic body. It's not the light. Your sattvic self, your immortal self is the light. And that's why in the Upanishad we pray. Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya. Wake me up from the darkness. Let me experience the light. Mrityorma, Amritam Gamaya. Take away this death consciousness from me and wake me up to my immortal self. Amritam Gamaya. Lead me to my immortal self. And that's why in the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, which is the deathless mantra, Mrityunjaya, freedom from death. Mahamrityat it ends with. Don't take away immortality from me. That's what it literally says. Mahamrityat. Don't take away from me immortality. We are demanding immortal consciousness. Beautiful. So wake up from the dream of ignorance. You're already free. Know it. Have a blessed Sunday, everybody. Wherever you are. Whoever you are. Whoever you think you are. You're already free. Have a blessed Sunday. Namaskar.